All right, Alberto, we've been talking a lot about this. We've even coined a phrase, race to the face. So what I think that means is that all these big tech companies, literally all of them, have programs going on where they're trying to own the real estate, around our ears, eyes,
Yep.
nose, mouth. 4 of the 5 major senses are right here on the face. And so they're all starting to make these different types of smart glasses. Google made Google Glass, I think about 8-ish years ago, something like that. Snap came out with some, Facebook came out with some. Certainly no one has that killer app yet,
Right.
but it's coming. And this is such an important part of real estate on the human body and with human experience that, I don't think it's going to slow down, and it's going to become such a major category. So let's just talk a little bit about power and data for these types of devices. So when we think about glasses, what are some of the things that come to mind for you when you think about power and data and how to make these easy to use?
So when I think about glasses, one of the main things is small footprint, right? So
Yeah.
it's the most challenging from a wireless charging perspective because there's not as much real estate as we could have on the back of the phone, on the back of a smartwatch, that the dimensions are much more challenging.
And speaking of dimensions, you said you made a leap right away to wireless charging, and most people that watch this knows that's what we specialize in. But even if they use pogo pins or a specialty connector, the 3-dimensional shape of those types of objects, like the charging blocks for a contact-based connector, like pogo pins, that takes up a ton of room.
Yeah.
And weight becomes an issue. And so these glasses are such a particularly interesting device category because weight matters so much, size matters, and fashion matters.
Right. And I think that it is something that you're wearing
Yeah.
all the time. So I think an important factor for glasses is that the fact that the technology just needs to be invisible, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's an important aspect of it. It's because you don't, you're not wearing your phone on your face all the time. You use your phone, but glasses should be something that, as you said, there's a very aesthetic part of glasses that maybe is not as required on another type of technology. So being able to create invisible technology experience, I think, is very important too.
Which oftentimes means small.
Right. That's
It also means adaptable because, I think it's funny when I see like an iPhone billboard and they spend, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, like advertising titanium right now, right? Or advertising the new yellow phone. And it's like, wow, that is a lot. I wish I had that marketing budget for our technology, and they're doing it for a new color. But if you think about glasses, there are thousands of SKUs for glasses. If you go to a LensCraft or so you go to a Warby Parker, I mean, there's just so much diversity. So you need to have technology that's small and adaptable.
Right. Yeah. The adaptability of that technology is critical, and that's why things like pogo pins can be very challenging because where you plan on having these pogo pins on this design may be totally different if you have ski glasses, right? So for that application, that the hinge is totally different. So that may not work. So having technology that is scalable and modular enough for all the different SKUs for applications and also the aesthetics. I think that's a big challenge for that segment.
Yeah, and I don't want to go into too much more detail right now, but I'll just throw a few other teasers out there. You also have security issues. You also have the need for device firmware updates in case of a dead battery. There's so many other authentication because in these, there could be luxury brands involved with glasses, as we know. So you want to make sure that these aren't counterfeits. So you want to be able to authenticate them. There's so much that goes into making these glasses. So kind of taking it back to the beginning, this race for the face is the real deal. How long do you think it's going to take for a killer app to emerge?
I think that it's when there is a demand, it'll come. And I think we're seeing all these different big companies coming out with products, and they're looking for one. So I think that in the next year or two we should be able to see something.
You think we'll see that first killer app in the next year or two?
Yeah, because everybody's trying to do it, and I'm sure somebody will get it right pretty
And they're
soon.
not all doing it the same way. Some people are going after audio, some are going after video, some are going after video capture, some are going after hybrid, personal assistants. So there's all this different technology. Just going back to first principles, like again, 4 of the 5 senses of the human body are right here on our face. you can put technology in the right form factor today. And with like 5G connectivity, you can get access to cloud processing. There's no way in my mind that 5-10 years from now that this isn't like the predominant technology. 1 or 2 years might be a little ambitious in my opinion as far as the killer app goes, but I wouldn't bet against it, I would say.
Yeah. Maybe the true adoption, we won't see it in 1 or 2 years. My theory is that it'll come out in 1 or 2 years, and maybe in a couple of years, the curve, it'll come up, and then it'll get better and better. But
there's some cool stuff that our partners are working on. So I look forward to people being able to see that when they become public.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this segment as well.